Housework time from middle childhood through adolescence, links to parental work hours and youth adjustment by Greene and McHale. It is about a study of how the housework times of youths of about 9 to 19 years old are connected to the work hours of the parent as well as the daily life of youth as students. From the abstract, one can see that this article is about how family affects the youth's development, specifically how housework participation of youths aged 8 to 18 years affect everyday life. Findings suggest that while housework time for both genders increased, it levels off. Furthermore, housework is found to be a gender specific task. Moreover, housework time was linked to depressive symptoms and school grades. The purpose of this article is to inform its masses of how housework affects the youth, answering what past researchers fail to answer, such as how does household chores affect the youth's development over time, and if family also plays a role in the youth's development due to house chores. The study had two goals. One, measure house chore times throughout middle childhood to adolescent and how it is related to parent work hours and gender. And two, whether housework participation caused depressive symptoms and school performance. Furthermore, according to the review of related literature, researchers hypothesized that there would be an obvious gender disparity in houseworks over time due to gender stereotyping. Moreover, it was also hypothesized that low familism values, especially when there are parent-child conflicts, also affected behavior such as exhibiting depressive symptoms and low school grades. Methods used to collect data were home interviews, phone diaries, and surveys. Using these methods, they measured different variables such as parents' work hours, child's chore time, youth depressive symptoms, grades, and youth familism values. The model used to collect and compile data was the longitudinal study, where 6 waves of data were collected from the mothers, fathers, firstborns, and secondborns in a sample of 201 predominantly European American married couple dual earner families. Three-level multi-level models were used to take into account the clustering of data. Using this model, it allowed the two children from the same family to be treated as individuals and combined the correlation data with the longitudinal data from each child to estimate the common developmental course. Results show that the hypothesis that girls do more chores than boys was proven to be true. Goal number one was also achieved, verifying that there is a parent work hour and child housework relationship, where mothers who work longer than usual have daughters who have increased house chore times. Addressing the second goal, results showed that youths with low familism values and high parent-child conflicts experience more depressive symptoms due to the increase of chores. However, youths with low parent-child conflicts had fewer depressive symptoms despite more chores. Furthermore, it was also found that the increase in house chores leads to lower school grades for the youth, since the youth spends most of their time doing the household chores that takes up most of their time rather than doing their schoolworks. Using the given results, the researchers were able to prove that youth development is linked to youth housework and how the youths adjust to these chores in their daily lives. Where results indicated that houseworks do increase from middle childhood through mid adolescent and then leveled off. However, it was common in household for girls to spend more time doing chores than boys. So by adolescence, gender did not affect housework or as they are chores done on an almost daily basis by others and are important to household maintenance and well-being. Although for future studies how gender differences in youth chore participation are linked to future interests and aspirations should be noted. On another note, more housework time was linked to more depressive symptoms and lower school performance, but only for youths with low feminism values and high parent-child conflicts. Where youths who do not value family obligations but have a lot of household chores may not only experience depressive symptoms and bad school performance, but also self alienation and maladjustments. Furthermore, willingly participating in household chores leads to less conflict and stress for both parent and child. Thus, for future studies, future researchers may look into how voluntarily participating in houseworks affect youth adjustment. Conclusion, there is a youth housework hour and parents work hour relationship where increasing house chores also makes the child liable to depressive symptoms and low school grades. On the other hand, this study had limitations such as the inability to include diverse ethnicity and family compositions, focusing only on female oriented chores.